Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality. Welcome to Energy Update. My name's Tom Lawless and you're watching Cymatic TV. It is the 23rd of October, Friday, and we're going to give you the lowdown on what's been going on with the background vibration that's coming through from the universe, through the earth, and obviously through to you and I and us collectively. We should also be going through at the back of this video something about the magnetic pole shift that's been going on and it's still going to be going on, and also be going into what this all means to us. So basically, if you're ready to rock and roll, let's get straight down to it. Let's see what's happened to our sun over the last week. Here we have the sun on the left hand side and the magnetic field of the earth on the right hand side. There wasn't a great deal to be said about what the vibrations from the sun. There was an interesting thing that was going on the 21st, which you can see in the earth's magnetic field there. There was a certain bump that went on, and we'll go back through that in the magnetic pole shift. What we're looking at here is mainly the sunspots that just flittering out of view on the right hand side. That's the recalibration of the satellite as it turns itself in order to not burn out its cameras. And the sunspots didn't really give us anything in the way of flaring apart from this one on the right hand side. So it was a pretty calm week, to be honest, and a lot of background information or background vibration that was happening that we can't really see on the sun, and we'll go into that a little bit later on. We can see this solar flare on the right hand side going out of view. As it does go out of view, it starts bumping off and around about the 19th of October, and we will be looking into how that affected the other planets in our solar system, and then effectively how that would affect us. So we'll be having a look into that. Let's see what the sort of vibration is with the Earth at the moment, or at least been going on in the last week, and how it's been affecting the chakras and so forth. So on Friday last week, we had solar plexus activity and sacrum in pretty much low activity. There wasn't a great deal going on. There was mainly a reset going down in Antarctica and Hawaii, and this reset thing keeps coming back. One thing you might want to notice is as the sacrum has slowed down slightly and there's a lot less vibration, it's letting more vibration coming through to the Alaskan Ridge, which is in this section up here, and that's something we'll keep an eye on as we go through the week. The following day, then this is the Saturday, this is where the plexus solis really kicked off into high activity. The root chakra and the crown chakra started to come into play, and the sacrum still remained in medium vibration. There was a slight reset going on in Antarctic, in the Arctic region as it's flowing through. And we will see this repeated throughout the system. There was a few oddball sort of earthquakes. That one you can see right up in the middle of the, just above the crown chakra, in the middle of, I guess, it'd be China and Russia area. Quite a bizarre place to be having quite a big earthquake, but nothing really sort of going on. It might have given you the feeling of little bit of frustration, wanting to move things on, wanting to get productive and stuff like that. So that would have been Saturday. And then Sunday turned up. The plexus solis really did started kicking in, and this is on the 18th of October. And it was also the root chakra really came in. So this frustration started kind of going, well, we've really got to get things going. And it's completely out of sync of what's going on in the human race. Everything else in the human race is talking about closing things down and lockdown and stuff like that, where the vibration of the earth is sort of saying, no, we have to reset this, because we're not listening, and they're coming back to that idea, the root of living life. And that was the 19th, the Monday, and we can see on the top part of the Alaskan Ridge here where the the sacrum has allowed the vibration come through. We had a big earthquake, 7.5 up between the two. So this might be a little bit of difficulty of expressing our ideas and having to explode them out rather than actually just to talk out calmly. Okay? We're on to now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, blimey, I'll get there in a minute. And here we have the root and crown chakra really started coming into play. The sacrum still holding its own, getting a bit of a feedback from that big earthquake that happened in the Alaskan Ridge. The plexus solis has taken a breather, a little bit on the heart chakra, certainly with that volcano earthquake up there, doing a little bit of a reset, and that's coming back down through. Which will be hitting down in Antarctica and rebounding back up and feeding the root again. So it's the circular system that's playing into itself, and the crown system is been playing off. This is basically sort of saying to us, okay, this frustration, you've got to get it clear within ourselves of how we're going forward and how we want to progress rather than hiding away, I guess, from really what is going on. Now, this is the 21st of October. This is the Wednesday. This is the interesting day. We'll be going into this in more detail at the end of the video, but as you can see, there's a bit of a scattering going on. There's a plexus solis getting a bit of high activity. The root and the crown chakra getting a little bit flowing over towards the heart chakra. Now this is the main point here. The heart chakra really getting dinged a little bit down in southern Italy and in Greece. And there was also the reset that was still happening again down in Antarctica. But this was a real sort of scatter day where things sort of flowed out and flipped basically. So that frustration then started playing out on the heart and the emotions and stuff like that. The following day, here we have the 22nd, so we're now Thursday, this is yesterday. We had plexus solis that started coming back, some heavy rumblings. There was a little bit in the sacrum, and you get a little bit just knocking off around the heart chakra in there, and then obviously the reset was happening in Antarctica and Hawaii, but also in the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Here we are today, Friday. This is the first part of Friday, so not a lot really going on. There's a few big quakes out in the Pacific Ocean, in the southern hemisphere of the Pacific Ocean, and this is all to do a little bit with the flip that we're going to be talking about in the magnetic pole shift. Where the energies are becoming a lot more stronger in the southern hemisphere, and that will then sort of get to full height just before the winter solstice in December. So it wasn't really the only chakra that we can really talk about is the sacrum, who looks like it's picking up, and also the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. So through this week, you might have started the week out where you're very enthusiastic, you wanted to get things moving on, you're trying to do stuff, get things completed. And then on Wednesday, things just completely flipped, and that frustration flowed over into the heart, and that created, we inverted our world in a way, and that may have created a lot of illusions and misgivings about the heart. So we had it difficult trying to stabilize the heart vibration. It's all about relations and stuff like that. So that was that coming week, and the vibrations that were coming through the earth at the moment. This is what's coming down the road from the sun. This is on the left-hand side. If you're looking at the sun up in the sky, it's on the left-hand limb. You can see these two coronal holes up here on the top right-hand side. That should be just coming through to our view now, but there's nothing doing as per usual. But we really are into cycle 25, and if this is it, okay, we've got still 2-3 years of build-up, but there ain't a lot doing. A little bit on the downward trend, as it were. What's coming down the line? Well, this is an interesting thing. This leads us into our sort of pole shift activity here. Here we have the particle map blowing out in this section here. You can get these little particles coming from the Sahara Desert, and it's feeding this little sort of storm in the middle of the Atlantic, which would normally go across and create a hurricane into Florida and stuff like that. But what's happening now with the changing activity is it's actually going to, I think it's going to run off and head towards Europe, head towards the heart chakra. So this may make the heart chakra or future a week of heart-rending relationships and some some difficult times in the coming week, I think. Because this hurricane here, or this storm here, is being blocked by this section up here, and if once it starts unblocking it, it will run into Europe, and Europe will start seeing a lot more of these hurricanes or storms coming into this area with the pole shift. So let's talk about pole shift, shall we? Hang on a second. Let's go back. Let's see what's happened this coming week. So here on the left-hand side, you can see here is the sun, the white dot. Here is the Earth. Here is Mercury. Yeah. Here is Venus. Yeah. And we have Mars, which is out here, I think. Okay. So this happened. Oh, hang on a second. I will get this done in a minute. This happened here. You can see this little flare that comes out here, out the back of the sun. And look at it. On the 21st, it comes up and hits Venus. So this is going to be cutting that love vibration, as it were, that easy flowing love vibration. It causes a lot of tugs on our hearts maybe on Wednesday. But the other interesting thing here is if you can see this arm here as it goes through, as it comes through and it hits Earth, it hits us on the 21st as well. Now what has happened in the sun, and this has all got to do with the pole shift, is that there has been the sun itself has reversed its poles, and it does that every 11 or 22 years. It's a natural process, and it's like a carriage clock where it gradually swings around to one way and then flips and then starts swinging the other. And this is what this whole new cycle 25 is about. If we can see on the 21st, the earthquakes, as this vibration started hitting us, did scatter out across the globe. So there was no real major chakras hitting apart from the plexus solis, but it did start ringing that heart thing as well. So, and what happened on the earth as well at this same time was this little blip, a little storm, tiny little storm on the Earth's magnetic fields. But the other interesting thing was in this, in the wind that was coming through, everything dropped out. So all the monitors that were monitoring the vibrations coming from the sun, coming from our universe, and this is from various different agencies. This is from NASA, this is from the European Space Station, this is from Chinese Space Station. They all had a moment on the 21st where all the information was cut out. They didn't do it on purpose, it was a natural thing, but what it was is where this vibration came through here from the sun, it was actually inverted vibration, and I think it personally caused a few problems, technical problems for lots of people, and they also collaborated the satellites at exactly the same time. A lot of things happened on that Wednesday. So if you were having difficulties on that Wednesday, this is probably why, because when the Earth finally goes into this inversion, we too must understand that our energy centers will invert. It doesn't necessarily mean your third eye and your throat chakra will become your sacrum, but what will happen is that there will be a definite shift in the importance between the crown and the root chakra. Okay? This is going to play out over the next hundreds and thousands of years, or not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds and thousands of years, where eventually we will go back to being like nature, and then we'll come back and evolution will kick in again. If we get through this shift, we should be able to maintain a lot of the stuff and all the technical and the advancements we've done and the evolution within us we've done with us, which will make us, it will be amazing in the future. The thing that's affecting us at the moment, this stop-start, this resetting in the whole sort of system, this has affected us totally. One last thing, we will be going a little bit more into that when how we see how it affects us. One last thing we'll be going into is the polar vortexes, which happens during the winter months in southern hemisphere. The polar vortex really kicks up and gets really busy and strong. So it's just coming. It's come out of its winter. It's now into its springtime, and so that vortex will start breaking down. But that vortex there, if you can see, is being pulled here between South America and Africa. Yeah, just let me bring that back there so you can see this here. And if you compare it with the map on the left hand side with my vibrations, this is where it's being pulled here in this section here between South America and Africa. So it's these vortex here that are really having a play on this section here. It's being pulled up between here along. It's between here up into the it's up into the Atlantic. Sorry, I do apologise. It's been pulled up into the Atlantic, and as we can see, this is the same thing that's happening over in the northern hemisphere. It's being pulled also down through America, down through between Africa. So these two things here are joining. And where the pole shift is actually happening is the poles are moving, the North Pole is moving through to China here, and it's going to be coming down eventually down the north of Australia, and the other one's pulling up through in the southern South Pole is being pulled up through Australia into this section here, which is as you can see on this map here, which is being pulled on this section here, just above it here. So as it's coming, coming across, it's being pulled across from. So it's coming across to here, this section here. So it's being pulled from North America. It's being pulled straight across to there, and as it brings down to the southern hemisphere, it's being pulled right across in this section here, and it will meet up in the Filipino plate in the future. So how does this have an effect on us? Where do we come into the picture? Where do we come into this picture? As I say, over this last week, we've been having a stop-start situation, and things do get flipped onto its head straight away. And this is this whole pole shift, this vibration that is coming through because the earth is very low on its vibration at the moment. We will feel this tug within us. So you may feel yourself taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back at the moment. And some people, if they're not really in tune, can sometimes take 1 step forwards and 2 steps back. And it's very difficult to advance, to move on. I think this has a lot to do with the human intervention as well. But even within the vibration itself, what it's saying to us is kind of saying, get your route sorted. Get your positioning sorted, have how we treat each other, how we share life with each other, how we share this planet together. So we've got to stop that idea that I can't have an action on the pollution that's happening upon this planet. I can't have an action on what's happening in our social conduct between each other. We do have an action, but these actions have to be starting at home, and you have to start on where you are rather than going out there trying to change the world. This is what the vibration is asking us to do. If you start doing that, this period of time, and I think it's going to continue right up through to December, this period of time is a real test of patience and looking at the longer view. If we can do that individually, it's a lot easier for us to know when we can accelerate with this vibration and what moment to take the foot off the accelerator and just relax and let the world spin through us. I think this is one of the biggest lessons we need to learn at the moment. So with this pole shift and this changing of vibration, you sometimes might have root chakra situations that come up in your head, and this could be primarily to do with fundamentals such as relationships and money, and housing and that sort of thing. So that might be very focused within your minds at the moment, and that's simply because we've got to sort out our own stuff in our own backyard. So we will be going into this into further details. It would be good to know what's happening with you guys during the week. Give us updates either through our Instagram, either through this the comments on this video, or you can go to our Facebook page as well and go and check us out there. We will be doing a live discussion between me and Tanya this Monday night, I think. That to be confirmed, but keep an eye on the notice board for Instagram, Facebook, and also for YouTube. And we would like people to get involved. If you want to get involved, send us an email so we can involve you in the conversation, in the live conversation. We will be going into much more depths into what this vibration and how this vibration is affecting us. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is important for us and for you and for everybody that you share this video, that you subscribe to this channel, and you click the bell for all notifications. It will give you the information on the new videos that will be coming up. It helps with the algorithm. The more of us that we can get in tune with what is actually going on, the easier it is going to be for everybody. This is why it's good to help each other here. It's not a singular thing, it is a collective thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, share, like, all that other stuff. I'll take care for now, and I will speak to you soon. Ciao for now. Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.